Hi, this is Kathleen. I just wanted to give you a quick overview of what the show project is all about. So here we are on the home page of the course. I'll go to Materials and select Content. And on the left-hand side, as you remember, is all of your modules for the course. And at the bottom of this list is the show project info. If you click on the show project info, there are three main things: a general description of the show project, more specific presentation info, and the show project technical support discussion board, which is an online chat, well, it's not live, but it's a place where you can post questions if you're having trouble with PowerPoint or if you're thinking of using a different kind of software and you want to know what other people are doing. That's a great way to do that. So the general description of the show project is that the show project is a way for you to immerse yourself in the viewing and analyzing of a television show throughout the semester. You will create a 5-minute PowerPoint presentation which sells your show and highlights its various attributes to your classmates. And this is much more than like a commercial would be. It's more of an academic selling. So the criteria for selecting a show: first of all, it should interest you, obviously, because you're going to be working with it and you don't want to get bored. Secondly, it is either a scripted series or serial, so no reality shows. Refer to Chapter 2 for specific definitions. And the reason I say no reality shows is they just have a different format. They certainly are valid and they certainly have a lot of place for us to talk about, but the series or the serial is what we're looking for the show project. Thirdly, you will be able to watch episodes in succession of one specific season throughout the entire semester. Now, if you're taking this class in the summer session, that's going to be a little bit more difficult. There's not a lot of seasons that can happen really quickly, but the idea here is that you can watch as many episodes as possible. I would say at least 4 or 5 episodes to get you through the assignments for this class. Fourthly, it is airing on television this semester, or you have a reliable access to each episode some other way. So I'm really flexible here. A lot of times people will use Netflix or Hulu, or they have DVD collections of shows. However, the fifth rule here is that the season you're watching is not more than 5 years old, so you can't pick something from the 80s or from the 90s even. So be thinking about something within the last 5 years. Okay, to get approval for your show project, in week 2, actually, if you're doing this in a full semester session, it would be more like week 4. But whatever week is designated on your due dates calendar, you will submit the title of your show, and upon instructor approval, you can begin working on assignments as they appear in the due date schedule. So you have a really quick assignment that asks you to give some basic information about the show, and then if it's something that's not going to work, I will let you know. But if you don't hear from me, then you're good to go. So the presentation of your show project in week 5, or again, whatever week it says on your due dates calendar, I think for a full semester class, it's more like week 13, you will submit your show project PowerPoint presentation for your instructor and your classmates, and all students' presentations will be available for you to watch. So good luck and have fun. I do want to go into more specifics now. If you go back to the show project info module, the presentation info then. So think about it this way. The content of the presentation: you'll be making a sales pitch about your show. How and why is it good television? How does it fit its target audience? How is it good in terms of formal elements? And we're going to be talking about these throughout the semester. The format, the audio, the visual, the editing, all of those things. How and why is it good narrative? What is the narrative structure? Does it go back in time? Does it flashback a lot? Is it pretty progressive? Does it have lots of stopping and starting? Basically, you want to sell your show to your fellow classmates. So what's required here is, does it actually engage in a full analysis? Does your presentation actually engage? Think of it that way. Engage in a full analysis of the show, and how or why is it good? So like I said before, the formal elements, the narrative structure, cinematography, mise en scène, editing, sound, and also something really important here we get into towards the end of the textbook, descriptions of the show's discourse and formal analysis. Discourse is one of the first things we talk about in this textbook. In other words, what are the conversations that are brought up? What are the issues and how are they approached? Think of it that way. And formal analysis is things like, what are the critics saying? What do the audiences say? What kind of feedback is given to the show? How is it received? Things like that. So really look through the textbook and figure out what they define as discourse and formal analysis. So like I said, your goal is to make everyone in the class want to watch the season of the show you're presenting. Use all of the content of your show project activities, which are the activities throughout the semester. You shouldn't have to start from scratch. You're going to be building this presentation as you go, pretty much, so you're going to be answering a lot of the questions for your presentation throughout the semester, and then you just put it together in a final presentation. So it's a culminating report of your work during the whole project activity sequence. So what I'm looking for here, and I'm a little bit flexible, is a 5-minute PowerPoint presentation of 20 slides, automatically forwarding. If they don't automatically forward and we have to push a button, that's not a big deal, but approximately 15 seconds. So 4 slides per minute. Think of it that way. Now, the reason that I have these guidelines is so that we don't have presentations that are 15 minutes long and we don't have presentations that are 1 minute long. So your goal is approximately 5 minutes, definitely 20 slides, approximately 15 seconds per slide. I do want you to have an audio file that narrates each slide with your voice. So you want to be thinking about how you can record your own voice as you're making this PowerPoint presentation. If you don't know how to do that, you can certainly go to the computer center on campus. You can ask your classmates. You can play around with PowerPoint. If you don't have PowerPoint, try to find a computer that does. Or another thing on here is that at the bottom here, this paragraph says, there are various other types of software you may be familiar with. There's tons of stuff, even YouTube has the ability to make your own presentations. Prezi, Screencast-O-Matic, there's all kinds of programs. You may have something on an iPad or a mobile device that helps you put things together. So there's various other types of software you may be familiar with that could be used. Just make sure you upload a file or a link that's viewable by the instructor. So don't worry about that. And like I said, with technical support, there's several methods for recording and syncing narration. Record narration is a feature within PowerPoint, and you just click that button and you start talking, and then you click it when you're done on each slide, and it syncs it up and you don't have to worry about it. So if you'd like help, though, use the show project technical support discussion board to discuss with the others. You can consult with the instructor as well. I'll try to help you. Sometimes students will come to my office and I'll help them, but often your classmates will be the most up to date with the type of technology you have access to on campus or at home. So don't feel like you're the only one who doesn't know how to do something. I guarantee you there will be somebody else who doesn't as well. The thing about this too is that you don't want to wait till the last minute to try to figure out how to use the software. So practice it first. Make sure you understand how to use it. Make a couple of slides just to see how it goes, and then you'll be ready to go once you've completed all of your assignments. So I hope that clarifies for you what the show project is. Just again, check your due dates checklist as to when all of these things are due. And so the last thing I just wanted to show you was the discussion board. This is simply a place where you can post a question if you have a question about the software. So let me know if you have any questions.